Hey y'all, hey, happy Easter Monday. It is your girl, Coach Tuka, at the daily happy hour. Okay, for those of you who have never met me, my name is Tanisha James. I am affectionately known as Coach Tuka. And 5 years ago, I was 80 pounds heavier than I am today. Completely different woman, look different, walk different, talk different. And God is so good that He blessed my life and showed me how to change my life. And I get the amazing opportunity to help women do the same. Busy moms who are overwhelmed, exhausted, been trying to lose weight, and trying to get to a version of themselves that they recognize when they look in the mirror. All right. I help women just like that lose weight. And I do it without you having to do too much and without focusing on the wrong things. Okay. So I'm here every day in these YouTube streets at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think I've been here consistently enough to say that I'm here every day. Okay. You can count on me daily. Um, so listen, here's what we want to talk about today. Every single day, I come here on YouTube with the intention of walking you through your weight loss journey as best as I can, because I know what it feels like to be on the other side, to just be beginning a journey and wondering with all the information that is available to you, where do you even begin? There's so much information out there. We have no idea where to even start. All right. And so that's what I do here every day. So if anything I say today blesses you, I want to ask that you do a favor and share this with as many busy women as you can think of. Hey, Veronica, my mission is simply to help as many women as I possibly can, not take as long as it took me to get themselves together, right? I am thoroughly convinced that when we as mothers, as women in the community, as sisters, as daughters, get ourselves together, everybody attached to us becomes better. All right. And so it's my mission to help you do that. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about why you're getting frustrated in your weight loss journey. There's something I asked God today. I said, okay, Lord, what do we be thinking when we be taking so long to get started and we keep falling off and we keep not getting serious? What happens between the ears? Okay. And some things came to me that I know that we would never say to ourselves. So I'm going to say them to you because we would never say them to ourselves. I believe that a lot of us believe the lie that in order to have success when it comes to our weight loss, that we've got to suffer. All right. And I just want to tell you today, like something different that I happen to know to be true. All right. So let's go ahead and like get started. All right. So some of us don't necessarily believe that we're doing it right unless it feels like we're suffering. Some of y'all, I ain't gonna say us because I don't think like this no more. Some of y'all don't believe you're doing it right unless you're suffering. You think that any chances of having success at losing weight will require you to do things like be hungry all day long, never eat foods that you enjoy, drink so much water you feel like you're gonna float away, have legs that are sore all the time, be angry with the food on your plate. All right. If it don't look like that for some of y'all then y'all think it must not be working. If it's not looking like this must be wrong. And the reason why I can tell you this so boldly and clearly is because I used to think like this too. I used to think that being successful came from struggle. Like the harder I push, the more I grinded, the more I restricted, the more it meant I was serious. If I wasn't exhausted when I finished working out, it didn't count. If I ate something and I didn't hate it and I felt full, I don't want to say guilty, but I do want to say it felt a little strange. If I enjoyed what I ate, it felt like cheating. So here's what I want to tell you today, the lesson that I learned that's going to free you. If you've ever felt this way, that it has to be hard, that you got to go to the gym and you got to make it your part-time job because you got to be there for 95 hours doing all the things and you can only eat, lettuce with uh with a half a tomato on it, okay? And a little dash of vinegar. If you think that has to be your life in order to have success, here's what I want to tell you. that I know to be true about our body. Our bodies respond better to peace than they will ever respond to punishment. Your body doesn't respond to punishment, it responds to you being in a place of peace. So, what changed my life, the transformation that I experienced, it didn't come from doing another cabbage soup diet. It didn't come from, what was I ever thinking, counting points in that little checkbook. It didn't come from counting points in a little checkbook. I know they fancy now, they got digital things going on. All right. It came from realizing that I did not have to starve myself in order to be disciplined, that I did not have to suffer to see results. All right. So I know somebody's like, okay, so you told us what we have to do. We have to suffer. So what is it that we need to do? What is it that we need to do to get some results if it ain't suffering? Because it feel like suffering to me. I want you to know that you don't have to suffer, but what you do need to do is to be consistent. All right. So let me explain. Let me break it all the way down because I don't want you to hear me. Okay. I want to slow down because somebody told me last week, sis, you talk a little fast. And I said, you ain't never lied. When she told me, I said, you ain't never lied. So I'm gonna slow down because I want to break this down for you. I want you to understand what I mean. All right. Because when I tell you that you are addicted to struggle, here's what I mean. I mean that you feel more like you're doing something when it's hard, when it's hustle, versus when it's honest. Like you really think if it ain't painful to some degree, like it must not be helping. And so what happens is we get used to that feeling of being tired. And we think that just because we're tired or we're pressing and we're pushing, that we're also being effective. So then when you run into something that feels doable, simple, this can't be it. this this can't be it. Right? When somebody tell you to go walk for 30 minutes, you think, oh, there's no way that could be doing anything. No, that can't be it. When somebody say design your plates using a simple plate method, people like, that can't be it. It can't just be, I got to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I got to hydrate. It can't be that. And then do it again tomorrow. That's too simple, Tucker. So then you start, I don't know, making up stuff. Maybe you start to panic. I'm not sure. But the point is, you think it's too easy. You think it's too easy because you have allowed yourself to be trained to expect chaos. And so if that is you, I want you to hear me out loud when I tell you that you think that struggling is a real strategy. You think you got you a strategy because it looks like all of the struggle that you're doing. All right. And it's not. All right. If God calls you to do something, I want to mark my words. I want to just be sure. God's intention for you in asking you to do that thing is not so he can make you exhausted. I believe God calls us to things like obedience, like doing what he told us to do. So if you sit there and you think about, especially if you're in relationship with our Father, and he tells you to do something, he's telling you because he wants you to team up with him and do the thing. That's why he's telling you to do it. He's calling you. He's not like, Tanisha, come over here and do this thing so I can make you exhausted, so I can wear you out, make you feel burnt out, make you feel like a failure. He's calling you to do it the way he's giving you a sneak peek of so that he can show you I know what I'm doing. It'll all work out if you follow me. God calls us to things that have order. He's a God of order. He's a God of intentionality. He calls us to things that have order, intentionality, things that are that bring peace into our lives. So I realized this morning, and I was on a call and I was coaching an individual this morning, And what I was trying to, as I was coaching her, we were talking about how to get out of survival mode. And I said, I'm just convinced that whenever I'm in survival mode, and I think the same is true for you, I'm just using me so you don't get upset. But I'm about to start saying stuff and letting you be upset. Okay. But I believe when I'm in survival mode, that's a spirit of pride that's telling me Tanisha's way is better. That all the saving I need, Tanisha know how to do it. All right. I go into survival mode when I think my way is better. When I think I know what I'm doing, I got it, Lord. All right. God didn't call it, He don't call us to that. Veronica said, say so. I'ma say so. He didn't call you to that. He's not like, I brought you into this world. If he did, we wouldn't see things in our word that tell us that he wants us to thrive and have life to the full. Now, a problem that we have, though, where we get into trouble is because we think that success and thriving in abundance looks like what the world says it looks like. So it looks like the car you see people have, or the home, or the marriage you think they have, or the family, or the travel you think they do, with no understanding of what they have to go through to have that, what it looks like on the backside. So I'm just saying, when you are in these seasons and you're thinking you got to fight against yourself continuously, that ain't what God wants you to be doing. I believe that God wants us to live life in a way that sort of has a rhythm to it. So when I say rhythm, I want you to think of your favorite song. Right now, my favorite artist of all times in this season of my life is a artist by the name of Linnell Grant, who right now for me might be one of the most profound lyricists that I have heard in a very long time. She running next to Stevie Wonder for me, okay? I don't pass that title. I can't even get that to Luther. All right. Because Luther didn't be writing all Luther stuff. Okay. I'm talking about she right here with Stevie for me. Her lyrics just, you'll be listening to Linnell Grant and you'll be like, no, nah. I'm a super fan, okay? But on top of her lyrics, okay, the girl is like, she a beat maker, okay? So her beats be banging and is everything I need to exercise with. All of my long runs for my last marathon fueled by Linnell Grant. There were a few others, but she was by far the tops, okay? So I want you to think of a song like that. That's just like, maybe this beat right here. When you find you a song with like a good little beat, all right, they don't switch it up. And the thing just, it go hard. You know, it's, what is it? It don't speed up, then slow down. What's the beat? It's steady. It's consistent. Why can I run with it? It moves you forward. And the longer you listen to it, you start what? Bob your head a little bit. You get into it, right? It start to feel natural. It be like, yes, I like this. That's how your life's supposed to be. That's what this journey of health and being well beyond the weight is supposed to feel, just like God's timing. Go look it up by Linnell Grant. It's supposed to feel like God's timing. It's supposed to feel like big girl, big guy. I'm just saying. It's supposed to feel like poker too. That's all I got. Y'all insert whatever you listening to right now. It's supposed to feel just like that. It's supposed to have a consistent, steady rhythm. That when you keep doing it, it feels like something you like doing. And it should feel natural. It should flow. It should flow. It should imagine a beat that feels like I'm always wrestling against myself. I don't know. It's not supposed to be this roller coaster of this week I'm in and next week I quit. And not only did I quit, I ate everything I felt like eating because I wanted to eat it. I've literally turned my mind off and eaten myself into oblivion. And then next week I'm all on. It's steady, y'all. It's consistent. And when it's not, you know what that is? A bunch of noise. A bunch of noise. It's a bunch of noise. And so we live in this life where we feel like we are wrestling against we. Every time I gotta open my mouth, it's some kind of battle. Every time I gotta make myself drink water, I'm in a battle. Every time I gotta make myself move my body, I'm in a battle. Every time I gotta make myself go to bed on time, I'm in a battle. You can't win like that. You can't win at nothing that God asks you to do like that. You can't be obedient to nothing that God asks you to do like that. You can't get no order. You can't get nothing organized like that. And you know what else? You can't have no peace like that. So I'm here today to encourage you. I'm here to abhor you. Okay. Force you, drag you, shake you, push you, pull you until you see it ain't got to be that hard. You ain't even got to do all that. Do you know what I learned last week, y'all? Praise God. Y'all got, listen, I've been doing this thing for 5 years and I still learn things. Come on, Michelle. Listen, last week I learned the Peloton rider I am will beat the socks off of anybody who want to challenge me. Still, okay? Love a good Peloton challenge. You will not whoop me on the Peloton. The fact that they let you compete against each other in real time is is what I love to do. So when I ain't got no person to compete against, guess who I compete against? Me. 2023 me. 2024 me. I compete against me. All right? I compete against me. So just last week, y'all, it's probably been the last close to 3 weeks that this has been going on in my life. Honey, I got this new concoction called the Hume Health Scale. If y'all want it, please rush yourself over to my coach, Rochelle T. Parks' page. I need a link. I need to drop the link here, okay? Because this scale is not a scale. I got to learn. They keep calling it a body analyzer. It's a body analyzer that would change your life. And so I had just come off of getting 10 pounds off my body. So imagine looking in the mirror, okay? And twisting it to the side and turning around and being like, yes, we ready for the summer. We ready. What outfits we wearing? I'm not buying new clothes. I'll tell y'all why. And you get on this scale to tell you your visceral fat is more than it should be. I said, who? Who visceral fat? Because I know it ain't mine. Because I just got it down. I was squeezing it and stuff, and I'm not squeezing no more. Let me get off and get back on because you can't be talking about my visceral fat. You cannot. All right. Y'all, I said the devil is a liar. What we're not gonna do is that. And so I started going down this whole, like, let me get an understanding. And what I discovered is I very rarely work out in my fat burning zone. Okay. I get on this Peloton and I just say, you know what? I'm gonna stay right here in this zone. And now my visceral fat, it probably need to lose some more because now you didn't show me what it is. I got more I want to get off. But that little piece of information, that's simple. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even have to race nobody. Y'all think I'm playing. I got a friend named Rashard Duncan. Amazing guy. Rashard Duncan, the senior. Okay. Very fit fella. Okay. Got a gym in his house, has a trainer. Awesome dude. Okay. He had to work. He did beat me, but he had to work for that. I didn't even have to do none of that. Do you hear me? It wasn't even that difficult. So I'm telling you, all this struggle against yourself is just a bunch of noise. It's a bunch of noise, and it's messing with your results. So here's how you get a solid beat, a rhythm. First of all, you eat foods that bless your body but that also, they make you feel good, but they also fuel you. They help you with your energy. You move in a way that makes sense for your body. You see what I'm saying? It make no sense for me to doing all that Peloton beating. You start to build habits that survive your busiest days. You start to build habits that don't fall apart when life starts lifing. You start to build habits. It's just things that you do every day that you can continue to do every day, no matter how wild the day gets. You can still do the thing that you do every day. And guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. At first, it's probably going to feel boring. You're going to be like, man, this ain't got no kind of razzle dazzle on it at all. But stop thinking that boring is bad. Stop thinking that it's a terrible thing. You know what boring is? It's sustainable. Boring is the things that you can keep doing without getting yourself all worked up in a tizzy. And the things that are sustainable is what's going to create change. The things that are sustainable is what is going to make you be what I call unrecognizable. 5 years ago, the person you see before you, I look nothing like this lady. There's still remnants in there. You could look at me, but I don't even look the same. I don't. You can probably recognize the voice, but the words are different. The conviction in the words is for sure different. The confidence and clarity behind the words, absolutely different. I have become an unrecognizable version of myself. That is transformation. Transformation means you become a version of yourself where it's even difficult to tell where you came from. Those are the transformation that God wants. That's the change He wants to create in us. Look at Paul, y'all, in the Bible. You want to talk about transformation? You want to talk about unrecognizable? That's God's specialty. And so this is how I know He wouldn't introduce a lot of noise that produces nothing into your life. So when you feeling like it's always got to be a struggle, it always got to be hard, it always got to look like, now, are there boundaries? For sure. But God says boundaries. My pastor said that yesterday. My pastor said, Nate, God put boundaries in nature. He said the sea has a stopping point. The beach has a stopping point, a point. And he said, and when the boundaries get crossed, you invite chaos. I said, oh, Pastor. My pastor preached yesterday for Easter. He said, there are boundaries in nature. So will what God asks you to do have some boundaries, some limits, some guidelines? For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Yes, we serve a God of boundaries, okay? Of limits, of guidelines, of order. Because how else do you get order? So we serve a God of order. So yes, but you're not supposed to be out here constantly on a struggle bus fighting you all the time. That's unnatural. That's ungodly. That's not his. That ain't what your father want. He don't want that for you. All right. So I'm gonna tell you what to do about it because some of us have operated this way for such a long time. I've been there, honey. Start this thing and it looked like you only eat this thing. And I'm like, I only eat this thing and I think it's working because I'm losing points by only eating this thing, only to get tired of eating just this thing and then eat everything and gain everything back. Did that, got the t-shirt. Okay. Did that, got the t-shirt. So here's what I want you to do. I want your new perspective to stop being focusing on the pain and how difficult, how hard it's going to be. Stop looking at the pain and start building peace. Peace. Ask yourself, is the way that I am treating my body, is the things that I'm doing something I can do on my hardest week? All right? Because you can do the simple plate method that I give to you. Because I believe weight loss is easy. You can do that on a cruise vacation. You can do that anywhere in the world. You can do it anywhere in the world. It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be simple. And when we think it's supposed to be difficult, but we really want the simple, then that's when we start looking at things like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, gastric bypass, starvation diets, fasting till we lose our minds. All right. Now, if God told you to fast, by all means, fast. Don't listen to me on that. But if you're doing it for something like I'm going to lose weight, okay. So start focus on how to create. How do you build peace? How can I build peace into your life? Come on, Michelle. It's not natural. God do not want you to be in a tug of war with you all day, every day. Stop it. Let me do something that, you know what? Listen, if you can't drink 100 ounces of water, which is what I recommend for most people. Baby, if you only had 8 yesterday, can we at least advance to 40? And just say, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm going to do 40 ounces of water. Now, your results will be dependent on it, but at least you would stop feeling like you're always at a battle with yourself. So I want you to pick one thing that feels like peace and do that on purpose. I don't know if it's after I eat dinner, I go for a walk. I don't know if it's using the simple plate method. I don't know if it's drinking your water before you get busy and your day gets to you. Don't wait to feel like it. Decide. I'm going to have peace no matter what. When I was younger, now this is not to say me and my younger sister. I have one biological sister that's younger than me, about 20 months, who I love. And boy, when we become a boy, that we fight 2 girls in a house in one room, okay? Because we shared a room. And boy, will we have some fights, mostly when my mother was not at home, because she wasn't about that business of fighting in the house. She said she used to tell us, listen, we don't got nowhere else to go to get peace. Ain't nowhere else to go. So we got to be here. There's nowhere else to go. So y'all need to quit it. Okay? Because we will be fighting over the dumbest of things. So I'm saying, decide. You don't have another life, head, body, space that you can go to have peace. You got to start to create it. You got to start building it. Nobody's going to build it for you. It's not going to come to you. You got to decide, I will have peace. And I'm going to start with drinking my water or going to bed on time. Don't wait to feel like it. Decide you're going to do it and follow through. And then, okay, y'all, the next thing, this is the part where everybody fall off now. This is where most people fall off. Okay, y'all with me? You know what I want you to do? Do it again tomorrow. I'm not asking you to do more. I'm asking you to do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until you don't have to think about doing it again. I've been doing this every day since March 5th. Coming on here and going live at around the 4 o'clock hour. Okay? 4 p.m. Central. And now I don't have to think about doing it. I don't have to think about, have there been some days I haven't felt like it? Absolutely. But you know what I found? Once I get on here and I start teaching, all of a sudden, I feel like it. So don't worry about feeling like it. Just do it. You know how I started doing this thing? I would tell myself, baby, you ain't got to be on there all day. Get on there and make your 3 little points, which have evolved into 3A, 3Bs, and 3Cs, okay? But get on there and make your 3 points and get on off. And it's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. Get on there, make your points, and get on down. And I still do the same thing today. So I'm telling you, if you keep it up, the fight stops. You relax. It's peaceful. It's easy. It's a beat you can dance to. I'm telling you this. If you don't hear me say nothing else, I should have made my title. God's not asking you to suffer your way into transformation, into change. He wants you to walk into a rhythm with Him, surrender, rhythm with Him, rhythm with your body, and rhythm with what He told you to do. Because I got news for you. Just because you suffering and just because you struggling, it don't mean you serious. Ooh, just because you suffering, don't mean you serious. You know how we know you're serious? When you consistent, you do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So you are stuck because you're still trying to squeeze your foot in the wrong strategy. You're trying to force something that was never supposed to be your strategy. You saw your friends do Ozempic and you tried to squeeze your little foot in the Ozempic shoe and you was like, ouch, this shoe hurt. Not only that, it hurt me in the long run. It hurt me in the long run. So today, make a decision that you will have peace. You will have a rhythm to your life, which comes from with consistency. Choose doing what God told you to do instead of wearing yourself out doing what you think you're supposed to do. All right. So if you are tired of starting over every 3 weeks, I used to say Monday, but I mean every 3 weeks. And if you're ready to actually do this in a way that fits your life, come with me, friends, and join the Ready Set Habits Wellness community and get the full Keep It Off Weight Loss plan. You get the full plan. You get my cheat sheet, so it makes it simple for you to follow. And you get the opportunity to get a 15-minute strategy call with me. Not only that, you get support. I don't know what you're waiting on. So I want you to go to readysethabits.com, baby, and be in the family where success is contagious, where we love each other when it's difficult and when it's easy too. We love each other, we support each other, and we help each other. Come with us. You'll love it there. All right? So listen, that's all that I have. I absolutely love you to life. Please, please, please tell me in the comments, what kind of support do you need? How can I help? Where do you keep getting in your own way? All right. I love you to life, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time and in the same place. Have an amazing evening.